Hey, thank you for seeing me. No time short. I'm on a visit here to Fiji to try and get a different view from the view that we're shown by the New Zealand media, from people who haven't been in New Zealand, haven't been in Fiji, but write about Fiji all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm just interested in your perspective, firstly, on things like the smart sanctions.
Yes.
What sort of impact they've had on Fiji, and do you think that the New Zealand and Australian governments have achieved what they wanted to achieve, or has Fiji just set about doing what it needs to do on its own path to democracy?
I think in terms of effect of the smart sanctions economically, I don't think they worked because in terms of the measuring our trades, across Australia, New Zealand, and from Fiji, it has, it has grown from the day the sanctions started. There's never really been any. Yes, that I think there's rumors that maybe through quarantine and all that they try to, tighten the strings a little bit on products that we export to New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I hear that Fiji papayas are still the best in New Zealand, and they are perhaps, the biggest number of pawpaws sold in New Zealand are from Fiji.
Right.
So there is no doubt about the quality of what we give or about the volume of what is coming across. So economically, I think there has not been any significant impact, but if at all, I think it is actually there's been an increase. So that's not worked. That's not worked to try to discourage people from investing here, coming across. And the tourist numbers have gone up, and the biggest contributor of that are Australia and New Zealand. So that's not worked. What it has actually done is actually victimized people, families, people who have decided to stay in Fiji, look after their country during hard times and not run away. And they had been people that had been penalized and they are unable to maybe send their children to New Zealand for medical treatment. They've been unable to visit families, and so on and so forth. So it's really at the human level that this has touched. So what has that gained? I think a negative impact in terms that there is a deep resentment.
A deep resentment of the New Zealand and
yes.
Australian government?
That's correct, yes. The policies, not the New Zealand people. I don't think it's, we love, we love the Kiwis and the Aussies. We love your rugby, and whatever else, that we come to Australia and New Zealand for. But these policies are actually impacting or affecting the people that is, at the beginning, it was never intended for. For whom it was intended, it has not worked. And Fiji has found alternatives. And at the end of the day, what has it cost?
So do you believe that the so-called smart sanctions may have actually strengthened Fiji in terms of
our resolve as a nation and as a people?
Yeah, so you don't need Australia and New Zealand wagging their finger and telling you how to do things. You've found your own way through.
This is the free world, This is the free world. Obviously, we understand that there are roles that bigger cousins have to play in the region, economically, as equal partner to help each other out, in every way.
Yes.
Not in a way that gives advantage only to a certain party, but it is not. It is not a relationship that warrants anyone to be finger pointing and say, hey, you back up, and all that stuff. So
did you hear Phil Goff's, the former foreign minister's comments on Friday?
No, I haven't. But maybe you can tell me what he said.
Well, basically, he continued the policy that he oversaw under Helen Clark, where it appears to be a we know best what's good for Fiji attitude. He was commenting prior to the South Pacific Forum in Rarotonga that's on at the moment, that if Fiji wanted to be welcomed back and into the international community, then they needed to address their court system and justice system that wasn't fair. I've just had a discussion with Christopher Pride about that, and I've been wandering around the functioning court system where I didn't see a policeman or a soldier at all in any of the courtrooms.
I wonder what you mean about, taking our place back within the international community. We may not be in their group of who they perceive to be people who should be subordinate to comments like that of Mr. Philgoff. I don't think it's, that kind of neo-colonial attitude does not work anymore. And it creates a deep resentment as the world is going forward with an open media and everything. Everyone knows what's happening else everywhere. But going back to that comment, see, I don't know what he's on about. It's very, very easy, just to pull something out of your pocket and say that the judiciary in Fiji is not fair. Can you cite a case where the decision has not been fair at all? I mean, how do you qualify it? Is he referring to questions of perception, Is he saying that only judges from Australia and New Zealand are fair?